Good afternoon, people of God. Since it's Friday, we're going to continue our reading of only 16. Now I'm a little bit more dressed up today because afterwards I have a show. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go spit some little bars, just a little bit. And it reads: Flashbacks of Tasha laid out on the bed crossed Manny's mind. She pulled hard on the blunt, then inhaled and exhaled slowly. She closed her eyes to try to block the thoughts attempting to penetrate her focus. Here, Manny, I bought you a bottle. That old gin that makes you sin, Ebony said. For sure, girl, you know exactly what a girlie need. Manny lit her cigarette when she sipped her drink. Manny had been smoking weed, cigarettes, and drinking since she was 14. The first time she got high, she was out hanging with some of her brother's friends. She really didn't want to smoke, but she didn't want to be left out. When they passed the rolled up cigar her way, she pulled hard. So hard she coughed to hold it in. She enjoyed the feeling of being high. When she got high, her entire mindset was relaxed. Life was pretty rough, and being intoxicated was the way she escaped the challenges it brought. Her first cigarette encounter was the same. She wanted to fit in with the older crowd, so Manny did what she saw when it was offered. The first time she had a drink, she bought some Boone's Farm strawberry. The drink went down so smooth that she continued to drink the entire bottle without stopping. Manny ended up so drunk to the point that she couldn't walk and threw up all over the floor. Her friends were fearful that she might have had alcohol poisoning, so they threw her inside the shower and locked the door. She didn't allow anyone to come in, unsure if someone would take advantage of Manny. Manny was hungover and stayed in bed for about 3 days. When she finally sobered up, she swore off liquor and did it for a season. Then one day she was hanging with the same crowd and they asked her to try light liquor. At first she resisted, but negative peer pressure was always powerful. When she tried the gin with grapefruit juice, it was okay. However, the cigarette taste appeared to magnify when she drank the gin. Those two became her most powerful addiction. Peer pressure is real, whether we want to accept that or not. And I know even as a teenager, my first encounter with alcohol and weed and cigarettes was based off friends. I was hanging out with people and they were getting high, so I was like, let me try and get high. And I enjoyed it. And then the first time I ended up sipping, it was with friends. And I enjoyed the effects of the alcohol and I enjoyed the effects of the weed. But to be honest, it helped me forget what was going on in life. So peer pressure is real, but also the trauma that children are facing, and I say children because teenagers are children, they're not adults, can cause them to dibble and dabble in situations or alcohol and drugs and things to try to numb the pain, to numb what the reality of what they're living through. And so it is so imperative that we be there for our children, talk to our children, allow our children to go to therapy and counseling so that they can get some help to navigate through what they're doing and what they're experiencing. Because teenagers carry a weight that they may not expose to people, but that doesn't mean the weight isn't there. And Manny was carrying a weight, and her weight was because her father passed away, and she felt like she wasn't a part of the family. She felt rejected. She felt unloved. And then she didn't have self-esteem about her physical appearance. So all of those things was weighing her down. So weed and alcohol became her escape from reality. And it's our escape in adults. Adults use alcohol and use weed to escape from the world. So imagine how much more in adolescence. So it is so important to give them a way to escape. Lead them to God. Lead them to Jesus. Lead them to a community that will support them, because everybody goes through situations, but depending on what we believe is our backbone to enable us and help us through these situations is what we'll turn to. If a person only finds peace from weed, then that's where they're going to go. But if they know that Jesus is our peace, if they know that they have a community where they can talk and get it all out, then that's where they'll go. So we have to introduce these things to teenagers at a young age so they can know that you don't have to be intoxicated, you don't have to be drunk, you don't have to be under the influence to be able to cope with life. You can handle life sober. I'm going to say that one more time. You can handle life sober. So again, Only 16 is available on Amazon, and it is a book that allows you to experience the world through a teenager, but not just experience it. I pray it triggers your heart to fight for them, because they need us to fight for them. Get your copy today and be here next Friday for another snippet of Only 16. Be blessed.